Hello everyone. Today we have with us Mr. Nadeem Kazi. Hello Nadeem. Yes. He is one of the India's most effective and influential motivational speaker, plus leading corporate trainer and author of self-help book Unleash the Unstoppable. He did MSc from Pune and cleared National Eligibility Test and three times gold medalist science postgraduate awarded by Governor of Maharashtra. He has coached India Army, Ori, Skora, Reliance Jio, and many other top corporates and institutions. He is known for his expertise in breakthrough activities like firewalk, glass walk, karate board breaking, and rod bending. So, thank you, Nadeem,
Thank you.
for joining with us.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
can
you.
we
Thank
start
you.
our questions?
Yeah, sure.
Can we
Thank you
start?
for inviting me, and I appreciate your platform very much. That all of you youngsters
Yes,
have got together and thought of doing something different altogether, which I believe is one of the great things.
yes. Thank
And
you.
like I always say in my seminars, a country does not die when it does not have infrastructure. A country dies when its youth stops dreaming. And I'm so happy that youth of my country dream, and they dream big. They dream out of the box. What else can be greater than that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, here is the first question.
Yeah.
What made you want to become a motivational speaker? Can you share any such incident with us that motivated you to be a motivational speaker?
It was like I always wanted to become a teacher, a professor in the university, and that's how I landed up doing my BSc and then MSc. So that was the thought always in my mind. But then I did one training program which was about some mind power game and all some sort of stuff. So that day I got an insight that if I want to teach instead of teaching some kind of weird syllabus which is of little relevance in the life, I would perhaps go and teach about life, and I could actually help people solve their problems. So that was my idea, and that got me into motivational speaking basically.
Okay. Then, and how was the family support on the journey?
See, my entire family comes from the government jobs and all sort of. So we do not encourage entrepreneurship as in our family. So I had a little bit of glitches in the beginning. So initial hiccups were always there, but later on my brother always supported me. And when I came to
Okay.
Pune, he insisted that I do my graduation from Pune because he knew the kind of opportunities, the kind of growth that you can have in the city. So he said, Nadeem, come here and your life will never be the same. And he was very correct, and he put in lot of his effort on me. In fact, as far as I remember, he got his first salary, and guess what he did with it? He enrolled me for a self-development workshop.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, I guess his first salary was around 15K or something, but he paid 10,000 of my fees back then, and it was so nice of him, and that built up the foundation of what I do today.
Okay. Then our next question is, why do you think most people don't get success in life?
Yeah, I believe people do not achieve success in life because they are often thinking about the perfect resources to start. And like I always tell in my seminars, you cannot start your climb at the top of the mountain. It is next to impossible, right? You have to start your climb at the base camp, basically where you are. So I see most of the speakers, and I see most of these amazing people, talented people, and they come up to me and say, Nadeem, I'm not ready yet. So I believe you will never be ready in life. You will never be perfect. I guess if you think that you're going to start with perfection, you might never start in life. So you got to start from where you are, and that's how life is. Let's take an example here to illustrate what I mean by that. If you want to start from Pune and you want to go all the way to Mumbai, and if you start thinking that, I want the clear road, I want no traffic jams on the expressway, or I don't want any kind of drivers on the road who will break the traffic rules, then perhaps you will never start from your house only. And you cross the bridges in life as they come. You cannot sit here at home and prepare all the steps at once. It never happens that way. So I would suggest to anybody out there, regardless of what your profession is, go ahead and start from where you are. It doesn't have to be a great start, but in order to be great, you need to start.
Yes, and one more point. You wanted to share any your NET examination experience with us?
Yeah, of course. So it's pretty much of an amazing story. Why people don't achieve success in their life is because they leave the door of failure open. Like the incidents that you particularly are asking about is when I was preparing for my NET examination. And when I was preparing for my NET examination, I used to study for 8-10 hours, and a few of my friends who were professors back then in some colleges, they were also appearing for the examination. So one of my friends calls me back and says, why are you studying so much, Nadeem? So I tell him, because I have to clear the exam. And he says, don't worry too much, the next attempt is just around the corner. I guess we were appearing in October, and he said, Nadeem, the next attempt is in December. So in a couple of months, you can, attempt the next examination. And I told him, sir, look at it. This is the last examination of my life. I am not going to appear for any examination after this. And he was like, oh. And I said, I clear it now or I clear it now. So it's always like, I'm going to win or I'm going to win. So there should not be a door of failure left open. And the incident, continues when the results appeared. And we all gave the examination from the same center, same day. And what happened was, when the results came, I was the one who passed it. And my friends who always spoke about the next attempt, they had to take the next attempt. So in life, you should not leave that door open, actually.
Yes, we can correlate with us. Actually, हमारे पास भी 2 attempts रहे थे in the May and November.
Okay.
Yes, मतलब एक ही अटेम्प्ट में हमें इसी अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर करना है, ऐसे बोल के अगले अटेम्प्ट का सोचना नहीं है, आप ऐसे बोलना चाहते हो, likewise.
Exactly. You should always think about success. Why are you investing your time in preparing for failure? Instead of, you could use your same thoughts to create massive success in life. And I believe that's what people should do.
Yes. So our next question is, lots of people say they apply law of attraction in their life, and how you use in yours?
Law of attraction works wonders, basically. I got to learn it long back when I was doing my graduation. In the same course that I spoke to you when in the first question, when my brother enrolled me for a self-development workshop. So that is when I was learning about powers of subconscious mind and all the stuff. So that was all like awesome stuff for me. And then pretty much of the details came when The Secret movie was released. Okay. So it was a big hit, and the law of attraction reached every home. So people started knowing that if I think, I will achieve something in my life. Say the greatest discovery of my generation is, I can change my thoughts and I can change my life. So that was amazing, and I have applied law of attraction many times in my life. I have used it for health. One time doctors came up to me and told me, Nadeem, your nasal bone is not straight, so we need to operate it, because I was always facing some issue of sinus. So I used my mind to get rid of the problem, and I'm so lucky that I don't have that problem anymore, and I didn't go through the operation either. So I did that. That was a personal victory. And I always suggest people that your mind is the biggest thing. If you start using your mind well, you can create anything in your life. This is my health thing. Apart from that, in my career, I have used it like boom, all the time. I used to look up at few speakers, and when I used to look at their profiles, I used to see few big companies in their profiles, like Audi, Dell, Porsche, or maybe John Deere. Those were the companies that I was always like, wow, I mean, he has coached that company, wow. So I used to think about that, and I used to plant the seeds in my mind that I am gonna coach these companies. And I was so surprised that all those clients that I used to see in somebody else's profile are my clients now. So that was another victory. And one more. That's really awesome, actually. Uh, I have conducted my talks, houseful superhit seminars in almost all top auditoriums of Pune. And not only that, but also the banquet hall. So how did that happen? People always ask me. A new auditorium was being constructed close to my place. So we were passing from there, and I told my brother that one day I'm going to conduct my talk here, houseful. And it was a big auditorium. And 2-3 months down the line, I get a call from a person saying, Nadeem, can you conduct a talk in this auditorium? And we are going to have some 1,000 people. I said, wow, I mean, it works. So law of attraction works. And I would say that most people use it, but in a negative way. They keep thinking about failures, and that's how they create more of it. You think about success and you will have more of it.
Yes. Then we have done 800 plus seminars. Which one is your favorite one?
It was an amazing journey doing 800 talks, and I am looking for my 1,000th one, and I'm going to make it a grand one, of course. So my favorite one would be, there are many actually, but the one that pops up in my mind is the talk that I conducted in Maven in SP College, Pune in 2017-18. Both were super hit. It was like when I finished my talk and I had to, go out from the auditorium, it was like people had to make human chains so that I can go. I mean, that kind of love I get from the audience there. And I love their energy so much. Even if the speaker of this quality, that event is of this quality, and the crowd is even upper than that, they put together is a boom blast event. So I always love speaking in such kind of energy, and that's why it makes my favorite seminar.
Yes. And did you receive any negative feedbacks and how you dealt with it?
Yeah, of course, there are negative feedbacks when you conduct training programs. Not much now because the standards have certainly gone up. But when I started, I had to mention that I started teaching English first before coming into motivational speaking. My student, she left my batch, and when somebody leaves the batch, the coordinator usually takes a feedback as to why are you leaving that particular batch. So she said, sir often makes grammatical mistakes. Okay, so then I got to know that I have received a feedback like that, and so it of course put me down initially, but then I thought to myself, yes, that's a good feedback. Yeah, that's a reality check as to what's happening. And then I improved upon my grammar, then I improved upon my English so much, hours and hours spent on it. And then in the same institute, I became a trainer whose batch everybody wanted to join, right? So then my center manager had to tell other staff that nobody is allowed in Nadeem's batch now. It's already full, because if we do more of it, then the other trainers will be going empty. So that was the thing. And I am so happy that that girl gave me a feedback like that. That was a reality check, and I improved upon that.
Good one. You always say enjoy the process, don't focus on outcomes. What do you mean by it?
I always say enjoy the process because an incident comes to my mind. Okay, I put in 4 years of my life to become a gold medalist in the university, and the day when they give all the gold medals and all with the hands of governor, you can barely stand on the stage for a few seconds. It's, I believe, maybe 10 to 12 seconds, and you have to get down. And I wonder, had somebody not enjoyed those 4 years of graduation, those 12 seconds are of no use. The other example that I can give is uh, you can climb all the way to the top of the mountain, but and how long you're going to stay on the top? For maybe an hour, but the journey takes 3-4 hours and maybe an entire day. It depends on where you're trekking. So it's like you have to enjoy the climb rather than being at the top. I mean, there is one person who enjoys running, and there is another one who is running after the medal. It's always better to be the person who enjoys running, because then every day you win a medal that way. That's why you have to enjoy the process. Do not worry about the outcomes. They are not in your hands.
So once you said try to achieve success with available resources. How will you elaborate this one?
I guess we covered a bit of it in some other question as well. But I believe whatever resources you have, you got to make most of it. Like you will never be perfect. Like I said, you don't start your climb at the top of the mountain. You start from where you are with what you have. One of my favorite quote is start with what you have from where you are, and that's how you go places in the world. One incident particularly comes to my mind when we were doing the Zoom call. Okay, Pranav and I, when we were thinking about the Zoom call, and we were surprised to know that our laptop cameras were only 2 megapixels. Okay, and they would certainly have not created a great video. Then we thought we have good smartphones. Okay, and then we did some jugaad, both of us, researched as to how we can use our phone as a webcam. And we did it, and we did not have tripods either for this talk, but we used our selfie stick as tripod. So I always say, be a jugadu in life. You need to find the ways, you need to be creative in your life, and that's how you achieve success.
Will you correlate the first rocket story with the try to achieve success with available resources? As Abdul Kalam ji.
Yes, the story that I was speaking about. That's amazing. I mean, achieving success with what is at your hand, that is really important. So the story that you were saying about was really amazing. How India launched its first rocket. So that's really amazing story. Back then they did not have big vehicles to carry the parts of the rocket all the way to the launching pad. So what they did was something really special. So they carried the pieces of and the parts of the rocket on bicycle in the bullock carts, and then they assembled in the back of the church. So Dr. Kalam was a new recruit on that team, and that was led under the leadership of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. So it was really awesome journey. I mean, they started the first launch and everything with such bare resources in their hands. Just think about it. Had they wondered about, we want fancy cars and all the ready-made stuff, we would not have come this far. So this is really important, as to do what you can with what you have. And people like Dr. Kalam will always be the inspiration to the country, because they have shown us that you can begin with what you have.
Yes. So will you share any unique experiences with our viewers?
One of the one of the very unique things that happened to me as a speaker is, one fine day I get up and I'm flooded with messages. This was back in 2014 December. I am flooded with messages. Nadine, you have become a celebrity now. And I say, what has happened? And they say, Nadine, your quote is going worldwide on hike. So then I get it from everybody, because hike generally takes quotes of very famous people and they put it worldwide. So my quote was just below quote of Steve Jobs. And if you scroll up a little bit, there were Arnold Schwarzenegger, Shah Rukh Khan, and I was like suddenly felt like, oh my God, I could step into a different league altogether. So that was a very unique experience. I can compare my quality of presentations back then and my presentations now. They are completely different. If you perhaps walk in my seminar, you will go, wow, I mean, that kind of energy we create. And I've learned a lot of stuff along the journey. So it's, I would say that journey, that upscale burn has gone because of the efforts that I have put in. I put in a lot of efforts on my English, on my accent. I have spent hours and hours, getting rid of my mother tongue accent, because I belong to a part of Maharashtra that gives us a lot of mother tongue accent. Okay, and especially when we speak Hindi, I mean, oh my God, that's not professional. So you cannot go with that kind of accent and go places. So I put in a lot of effort on that. It took me almost a decade to get rid of all that accent and all that stuff. I'm reminded, Pranav, I'm reminded here of a quote by Nelson Mandela. He says, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great, and yours can be that generation. So I would recommend to all the people that make sure, if you want your kids to go places, if you want your kids to become extraordinary, one of the best skill that you can teach them is communication skill. One of the biggest investment that you can do in them is that. If you're just wondering that, my kids will, mug up and they'll get better grades, gone are those days when you used to go places with good grades. And I can say that as a gold medalist. Teach your kids some good life skills, teach them presentation skills, teach them good soft skills. So that's going to take them places in life.
Yes. Do you want to share your expertise in the breakthrough activities like firework, glasswork, and rod bending?
Yeah. See, I got to know about firework few years back, and it was awesome that you can walk on fire, you can walk on glass, and you can bend an iron rod with the neck. It's kept here and it can be bent. My favorite one is firework because they say human skin burns at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and the temperature of the fire bed that we prepare is not less than 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's 6 times more than your skin can actually take. But even then I have seen people walk on fire and it's like they go, boom, I mean, I can do this, and they go, wow, I mean, it's so good. So it's something people think cannot be done, can be done very nicely, and it's very easy in life. So the metaphor, the firework is a metaphor. As to, people think a lot of things as, I can't do this, I can't do that. But if you can walk on fire, there are so many things that you can do in life. Most people cannot speak to a stranger. That's a fear for them. Most people maybe cannot speak to their teachers or maybe even their bosses. So people are so scared deep inside. And when you do something like this, firewalk, glass walk, even bungee jumping, skydiving, that tells your mind, if I can do this, I can do that as well. That gets you courage.
Yes. So our last question is, what inspired you to write a book? You wrote that book, Unleash the Unstoppable, self-help book,
Yeah, here it is, Unleash the Unstoppable. So I wrote this, I started writing this in 2014 and we published it recently. It took me 5 years to write. So what inspired me basically was whenever I used to go to the bookstore, so there was a landmark bookstore in Camp in SGS Mall. So I used to go there and I used to browse the entire shelf, and it was so good to see all the books there. I am still one of those kids, who would open a book and smell the fragrance of the new pages of the book. We do that, the kind of thing. So I still do that.
So good.
Yeah. So I am one of those kids. So I've always loved books. So I used to get the insight that, one fine day I will write my book and my book will be here in the store and people will read it. I will sign the autograph copies of it and all that. So I'm so lucky that I could live my dream. So that was my dream. I mean, uh, that inspired me to write a book.
Thank you, Nadim. It was a very nice interview with you.
Yes, of course, of course. It was a candid talk. Thank you so much, Pranav. It was such a pleasure to be interviewed by Youth Talks. May many people be touched with the platform, and may many lives change with Youth Talks.